Was Abraham Lincoln a president?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he was just a whatever public figure.
Welcome back to Delulu Diaries, where the timelines don't match, but the receipts always do. Today we're going to be talking about a small section from Hero yesterday, because I just thought that it really shines a light on how performative the LCU is in general, but especially Amber's shows. She's clearly here just for the money, and she can't even be bothered to put a good acting job over that. So I don't want to get too tied up in discussion. Let's just hop straight on into the clips.
Why are you wearing that? You know you're going to be working out today.
I work out in style.
You getting up and you working out. And I got a surprise for you.
What?
You're going to get that gym membership if we get a $200 goal.
I'm not getting... Okay, first of all, $200 goal is not enough. Because, actually, I don't even know if I want to do it at all.
What if we did... $500? That'd be pushing it, but if we did $500?
Oh, I have a lot of health stipulations and a lot of laziness bones inside of me. So 500 isn't even enough. No, 500 isn't even enough because I'm scared. Because
what
the
hell would you want to do? What would you want to do then, Amberlynn? 500's not enough to go to the gym?
Willing to do 1,000.
With memberships included?
No.
So this is exactly what I was talking about. This is clearly just a setup to get donations. She's pretending that she doesn't want to go to the gym, that she really wants to set the goal at something crazy so they don't hit it. They're stretching the goal because they're like, oh, well, 200. And then Amber's like, no, I really don't want to go. And then Gemini's like, okay, 500. And she's like, I don't know. I don't want to go. I haven't been in 14 years, because she thinks she's going to get hate donos, which this is not the show for that. So by saying that she doesn't want to go, she thinks people are going to send in tons of money for her to go. And then by mentioning how long it's been since we've seen her at the gym, she thinks that's going to make people be like, oh, we haven't seen this content in a while. It'll be new content. But she's been working out at home. What's she going to do at a gym that she can't do at home? You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not great working out, but I don't think we're going to go see her do the bench press at a gym either. I think if she goes to a gym, she's pretty much going to not be able to get on any of the machines and have to be doing freestanding exercise anyways. So they finally settle on $1,000, which is insane. And I can tell that this is absolutely the goal they discussed before the show, because there's no way that Gemini would be so low-key about it if it had not been discussed already, because that's an insane goal that is not going to be met. I don't think that it is intended to be met. I think Amber's goal was to get more donos kind of towards that goal, and if they hit it, amazing. But you'll see later that they have a backup plan, and I think the plan was always to follow the backup plan.
Wait,
don't piss me off.
Can we do a goal to have a membership goal to have Kristina be intern? We can override Keem.
Bitch, you're trying to sidetrack from the gym membership. You need to get a gym membership. You need a gym membership.
I'm getting annoyed.
I'm putting it on the screen. You're going to have to do it. Let me have to change my own fucking word.
By the way, goal for Ozempic? Oh, we already have $5. I'm scared.
$1,000 is insane.
Yeah, we won't be reaching that. So I won't be.
Are you actually going to do it, though? If we hit it, would you actually?
Absolutely. I would never scam for something like that.
Live stream from the gym, plus film a gym vlog that we upload on Hero.
A gym vlog, too?
Yes, a gym vlog.
I didn't know about that.
I literally had to set up. I just had to change it. It was literally $200.
But yes, I will do it. I will not scam. I'm not a scammer, Lynn. That's one thing. If something is paid for me, once I agree to it, that's that.
Kristina
I haven't been to a gym in 14 years, so I'm scared.
Kristina gets intern, 50 members. I had it for Release the Grays.
Wait, we're gonna do it?
Where is Kristina? Did you not drag her in yet?
No.
I forget she existed.
Okay, so now Amber's talking about making Kristina an intern by going over Keem's head as if she just thought about it. But tell me if this makes sense to you. If Kristina's like such a close friend to her and she wants her to be a permanent fixture in her show, would you forget to bring her on? Like, doesn't it make more sense that you would bring her on and then have the revelation of like, oh, I want my bestie here. Let's set a goal. Instead, she talks about bringing Kristina on, going above her boss's head to make it happen. And then she's like, oh, right. And not even her. Gemini has to tell her. She's like, oh, right. Kristina's not even fucking in here yet. Like, that does not make sense to me. To me, what that sounds like is that before the show, they discussed $1,000 goal in order to go to the gym. And then they discussed a 50-member goal for Kristina to become an intern. And so Amber's just trying to get the stuff set up for the goals that they're trying to set to get everything like kind of in place so they can start the show without thinking about the fact that like, hey, you're missing a whole ass person and part of the goal is to make that person a permanent member. So like, it's not adding up. Does that like make sense to you guys? Because that's what I think. But if you think different, let me know in the comments.
I said I'm not supposed to have intern for like another like week and a half. So if we do this, I can
I heard you
become
weren't getting
intern
until May 1st.
Oh, then that's even
Okay,
worse.
I think Keem lies to you guys because he told me like summertime.
I'm
Wouldn't that be
fucking
May?
tired of you, bitch.
I think that we should override him though.
Oh my god.
I love overriding him. I am in control of him. So,
Yes, we're serious about her working on her weight.
yes, I'm
Yeah.
We don't need
serious.
a big
And
bitch.
also, let's prove to Keem that hero chat controls him too.
Okay, so now they're talking about making Kristina an intern if they get 50 gifted members, but all three of them have a different story. Kristina says she's not going to be intern for another week and a half. Gemini says May 1st, which is like a month from now if you're watching in the future. And then Amber says, oh no, I heard it wasn't going to be until summer. So Amber's solution to this whole thing is to be like, oh, well, clearly Keem's lying to you guys and I have the real truth, when I think it's pretty obvious that Kristina has the real truth. She's the one that this job would be affecting and she has no pull to make that happen faster or slower or anything like that. So I believe that what really happened is that Kristina knows she's supposed to be an intern in a week and a half. Gemini and Amber also know she's supposed to be an intern in a week and a half. And so they're setting this goal to get a quick $250 because that's how much it is for 50 members. It's $250. They're setting this goal thinking like, oh, if we hit it, then it'll look like hero audience and us like got one over on Keem to make Kristina an intern. And if we don't hit it, we can just say, oh, well, you guys like showed enough love for Kristina that he moved it up or whatever. I don't think Kristina was supposed to say that part. I think she said the quiet part out loud on this.
And for every $20, just to give them like a little taste of my movement, we should like do a little exercise.
Did you literally just glance at the screen where it says $20 Amberlynn works out?
Oh.
You glanced at the screen. I can't with you.
She's so dumb. And this is the part that really like was the nail in the coffin for me. We all know that this shit is scripted. We all know that most of what happens in the LCU is scripted. I do think there's a little bit of real stuff here and there, but primarily it's just a way to get as much money as possible out of the viewers. But for her to look at Gemini's screen, see the fact that it has $20 for exercise, and then to say like, oh, just to give them a taste, let's do blah, 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 whatever. You know, you guys heard it. Obviously, she's like remembering what they're supposed to be doing. I don't know if she doesn't realize that we can see the goals that are already up on Gemini's screen, or if she just thought nobody would notice or what. But like, it's so painfully clear at this point that this is all scripted shit. It's all known from the beginning, because if it wasn't, don't you think in the moment she'd call it out and be like, hey, what's this on the screen? Why does it say that? Like, we didn't discuss that. No, she knew what they were going to do. She forgot to mention it, probably because she got into that whole kerfluffle about forgetting to pull Kristina in. And so now she's trying to backtrack and bring it up. But like, just don't do that when you see that it's already on the screen, because now it's so clear that it's fake, you know?
So I have to copy Gemini, but can we have music to like just set the tone for all my,
Oh my
big
gosh,
fat
she
rolls?
like killing me,
Oh
killing
my
me,
God.
killing me dead.
Yeah. Big guard energy. Turn it up.
Come on, big
Treadmill
girl.
talk, watch me whittle, then I run fast. Shake a little, laugh a
think you
little,
need to
make the
start
time
off-
pass.
Oh my God,
Pre-workout
I
in my
can't see
cup. Double shot glass.
start off
Heart go
doing,
boom
like,
when the pants
punches.
still stretch past.
Fast
Crop top
punches.
riding up, belly say hi. Mirror trying to judge, but the goal still fly.
Now do like
Sweat
this.
on my chin,
Arm
fries
circle,
on my
arm circle,
mind.
arm circle,
Burn
arm
10
circle.
cows, think
Faster,
I earn meal
faster,
time.
faster.
Welcome to Gold World Fat Bitch Gym Class.
Arm circle, arm
Booty like
circle.
a planet
Jump
when
and
I
jack.
walk past.
Jump and
If
jack.
I jiggle when I jump, it's a flex, not a foul. Big girl, big pride. Clap it up, we don't chase numbers,
Oh
we
my
just
God.
chase tail. If you chunky, funky, petty, and proud, that bitch workout, scream that loud. Elliptical diva, snack in my bag, protein bar, side of chips, little red flag. Tryna talk, say I breathe too hard. I just hit a little twerk on the yoga mat floor. Leg press low, looking like my plate's out.
Oh my God, y'all not gonna believe what happened.
What?
I was doing the fucking arm circles. I circle jerked my fucking Stanley cup full of water off, and I slipped and fell.
So that's the only clip I'm going to include of them working out, but they really didn't get very many donos to work out anyway, so you guys aren't missing much. Kristina was at least putting a little something into it, and Amber was trying her best, but it's not very good. It is still interesting to see her range of movement and what her body looks like. I mean, when she holds out her arms to do the arm circles or whatever, like, you can see how big her arms are now versus how they were in the past. And so, you know, in my opinion, I don't think that the Wegovy is making her shed crazy weight or anything like that. She still looks very big, especially after Tommy's visit. But I'll let you guys speculate on how big you think she is in the comments. To me, the main thing about this was the fact that you can see that Kristina was putting in the work. She went to a place where she could run laps and stuff. When they get the dono, she's like trying to dance a little bit, make it fun, make it lighthearted. Amber is, like I said, doing Amber her best. But like for Gemini, I understand that like accidents happen, but you know you're supposed to be leading the group in exercise. Why would you give yourself such a small area to work out in? Like, you'll pre-plan all of the goals, but when it comes to actual content for the show, you're just like, oh, I'm going to make up exercises on the fly. I'm not going to have enough space to like properly work out. I don't know what his setup is, but if it had been me, I would have at least moved my desk further away from the wall to give myself some space or something. It just seems like they don't care about the content as much as they care about like making people pay money to get future content, which surely will go over just as poorly as the regularly scheduled stuff does.
Laura
Guys,
Marie.
Let's talk about how Amberlynn needs to get a shake weight and dumbbells and shit, because she is doing this workout shit every Wednesday. I'm holding her accountable, and
Yes,
nobody
yes,
stopping us.
yes.
We have
That's
to
if
hit
we
the
do
goal.
not. That's if we do not. Yes, that's if we do not hit the goal. Because if we hit the goal, then it's going to be at the gym. But if we
IRL,
don't hit the
where
goal,
people have to look at her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's going there. We're making her go there.
you're
She
really
is
pissing
going.
me off.
Why?
I don't care. You gotta do something.
Kristina constantly fucking up the goals really kills me. She clearly misunderstood that she shouldn't be saying like, oh, if we don't hit the goal for her to get the gym membership, then we're going to have her work out at home, because that kind of takes away the incentive to pay for her to go to the gym. People don't really give a shit about seeing her in the gym versus at her house working out. The only thing that maybe some people want to see is her be embarrassed by trying to use the machines. But let's be real, those machines aren't going to work for her. So that would be like 30 seconds of content, if that, and it's very difficult to film in a public place. So I just don't see that going long term. So to be like, oh, well, it's dead air, I have to say something quick. Oh, we're going to get her shake weight. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. It's like, that's clearly the goal, because as I said before, they know they're not going to hit the gym goal. It's very impractical for Amber to be going to a gym, even though she most likely has one in her apartment complex. She kind of hinted at that at the beginning of this stream because somebody called it out in the comments. Even though it's most likely in her apartment complex, it's still like a lot for Amber to go to her apartment gym, set everything up, film. We already know she's not that great at figuring out how to do filming and stuff. I don't know if she even remembers how to use a proper tripod to get frames and everything like that. So I think that the plan was always to make the goal something that was so big that it wouldn't be hit, and then to go the home workout route instead. But Kristina kind of made it a moot point to get the gym goal, because if she's working out at home, it's going to be basically the same as working out in the gym. So I think she wasn't supposed to say that. And they kind of tried to save it a little bit by being like, only if we hit the goal, only if we hit the goal. But like, you can tell it was, again, pre-planned that was always what they were going to do.
Clip me right now and send it to her, okay? Jersey, how are you doing tonight? I'm happy to see you. You are an ugly and you make no content. My boobs are better and you can go fuck yourself. Thank you.
So now it's time to shit on Glass and try to get some money off of the Glass holes, because they know that those shows are kind of connected, because Glass talks about Bus and Amber in general. So like maybe they can bait some people to come over. And it's kind of obvious that that's going on in a lot of the LCU, because there's been a couple of other hosts that have mentioned popping into the Glass side chat to kind of interact with the Glass holes and then go on their show and talk about it, trying to get that viewership spread out, which is kind of funny to me, because if you're paying attention to the numbers, Glass is actually starting to fall off a bit. They're not doing as well as they previously were. So I feel like that's kind of a lame strategy. Like, it's not as popular as it was at one time, so they're not really hitting when the iron's hot. But, you know, I understand that since Amber's on this show, Kristina wants to try her best to get whatever hate donos she can from Glass.
Thank you, King.
The other song.
Drama Alert super chatted
Oh, shit.
$100. This show is great, very entertaining.
Is that sarcasm?
And there you have it. The show is such a monumental flop that Keem has to donate. He's not allowed to call in because Amber will freak out and crash out like she did last stream. So this is the next best way for him to get a little like, hey guys, bring in the energy, like let's do something. And another commenter even brings up the fact that Amber was upset that Queen's got a donation, and so Keem feels like he has to donate to her show now. And it's just like, it's just crazy to me, because it's so scripted on the parts that should not be scripted, like the dono goals. In my eyes, it makes more sense, like maybe have an idea of like the overarching goal, but like watch what your viewers want and respond to that. Like make goals off of what your viewers are requesting. But then the parts that should have structure, like having a workout plan for this episode, particularly having a workout plan, having a couple of topics to cover, having stuff to do if there's no donos, like you always have to plan for failure as well. And none of that was planned. They had no idea what to talk about between the donos, which were not really coming in. They had no idea what exercises to do. Like Gemini clearly didn't make up even a little sheet for them to look at of what the exercises were going to be. Even if he didn't share it and just had it for himself, he's just like clearly thinking in the moment, like, oh, what can we do, when that's supposed to be the big draw for this episode. So I don't know, until they can kind of get their priorities swapped, I don't think they're going to do well. And I think a big part of the issue is that Amber is used to being on Bus, where she can rely on the hate donos. But on this show, you're not going to get that. Like, for the most part, people who are watching this show are people who support Amber. That's not me, just to clarify. But for the most part, every time you see people sending in money, it's people supporting Amber, supporting Kristina. It's supposed to be more of a fun, uplifting show. So for Amber to come on here and be like, oh, I really don't want to work out, and think she's going to hit the hate dono goal, I think that's just like residual mindset from Bus, because on Bus that kind of shit flies, but over here it really does need to be just more lighthearted, fun stuff. And I think that they didn't intend to hit the $1,000 goal. I think that they were hoping that they would get money, but not enough to do that, so that she could just work out in her house because that's easier for her. But what do you guys think? Do you think that if she hit the 1K, she would actually go to the gym? Because they said not just once, consistently. Do you think she would go to the gym consistently if she hit the goal? Do you guys agree that it seems like this is all planning for donos and not planning for the actual show? Like, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I'm really curious if I'm way off base on this, but to me it seems like this is obviously what's going on. If you watched this far, I really appreciate you. I want to give a quick shout out to my docket, especially Hamber's sympathy bone. She did a lot of work on the visuals for this episode, and I really appreciate her doing that. I also want to say a huge thank you to you guys. I got so many comments on my last video, and I really appreciated being able to like talk to other people about what's going on, because sometimes I feel like I'm crazy and I'm the only person who cares about this shit. And as always, you already know, stay Delulu, but not that Delulu. Catch you next time.